Arcadian Vanguard presents the Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Saturday, February 15th, 2025. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with WWE Smackdown broadcast live last night on the USA Network from the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. In the main event, Damian Priest won a triple threat match with Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu to qualify for the Men's Elimination Chamber match.
Damian Priest owes that man a big thank you for taking out Solo Sikoa and his cohorts, opening a pathway to victory for the Street King.
A sign of respect. A massive South of Heaven has qualified Damian Priest to walk through hell at the Elimination Chamber.
WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton retained her title, winning by disqualification over Nia Jax due to outside interference from Candice LeRae. After the match, Jax and LeRae continued the attack until Trish Stratus made the save. Next to hit the ring was Charlotte Flair, who officially announced her intention to challenge Stratton for the women's title at WrestleMania.
Wake up, Tiffy! It's still Tiffy time! Sit up if you can, Tiffy! The Queen chooses you. I'll see you at WrestleMania.
Wow! The match the world has been wanting is happening.
In a post-match backstage segment, Stratus offered to team with Stratton against Jax and LeRae at Elimination Chamber. Earlier in the show, Naomi qualified for the Women's Elimination Chamber match, defeating Chelsea Green. Also on the show, LA Knight defeated The Miz to become the #1 contender to Shinsuke Nakamura's United States title. In other results, the Motor City Machine Guns beat Los Garza, Carmelo Hayes pinned R-Truth, and Jimmy Uso laid out Drew McIntyre with a super kick during a backstage segment. And finally, in more WWE news, Michelle McCool has been announced as the latest inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame. McCool is a former 4-time women's champion in WWE, competing full-time from 2006 through 2011, taking part in the 2004 Diva Search. She has been married to The Undertaker Mark Calloway for 15 years. McCool joins Paul Triple H Levesque as the first two 2025 WWE Hall of Fame inductees announced. The induction ceremony is scheduled to take place during WrestleMania week in Las Vegas in April. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.